Welcome to the Tamale Club. I'm your host, Dan Bickford. I'm joined by my co-host, Judy, Simeroth, and engineer Sam. In today's episode, we're introducing the crew, the Tamale Club podcast, and interesting discussion on what's in store for you. Keep listening to find out more. Good day, and it's a great day for a passion project to come to fruition. You're listening to the Tamale Club, bringing people together one tasty tamale at a time. On today's show, we will introduce and explain our show, the participants, the show format, and just what you can expect from the Tamale Club in the future. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about who's who and why's why and how's the Tamale Club. Joining me today, and hopefully every episode, is my co-host Judy Simeroth, and we've got engineer Sam. Judy, tell us a little about yourself and why you're here and what led you into politics.
Well, Dan, I am a mother of two children, a daughter and a son, married to a retired San Diego police officer, born and raised in San Diego, and we are small business owners. What brought me into politics is my children. I want to see San Diego a better place for them to be able to live and raise their own families here. But the way that it's going, it gets harder and harder every day. So I was elected in 2024 on the Central Committee, which is the San Diego County Republican Party. I am in District 2. I was given the title of Finance Chair on the Executive Committee, which is basically the fundraising, which we so badly need on our side of the politics.
Absolutely. We need money.
So that's what brought me here. I appreciate you letting me co-host this with you. And let's see if we could, have some fun.
It sounds great. And how about Sam? Would you like to introduce yourself, or are you going to be remain just behind the scenes there?
Just behind the scenes.
Just behind the scenes. Yeah, he's a little gun shy there. Anyway, I'm Dan Bickford. I'll be your host. I'm a father of 3 grown men, grandfather to 6, 3 and 3, no others. I retired from the Navy in 1996 and from the workforce in 2015. Since retirement, I've kept myself busy in various nonprofits and politics. I was elected to the Central Committee of the Republican Party San Diego County in 2020 and reelected in 2024, and I currently serve as the board secretary. So thank you both for being here. It's great to see you. We've got a lot of work to get done here, and let's talk a little bit about the vision of the Tamale Club and what you, the listener, can expect from us. Tamale Club roots from the dreaming and free discussion about what can be done to better our community here in San Diego County. And we discussed many things. But first and foremost, this is a passion project. The podcast is just one facet of the Tamale Club passion. We're not just a local conservative political commentary podcast. We won't simply parrot the GOP. We want to have discussions with all people of the political spectrum. We'll always work to bring in contradictory views. Even on my social media, I'm always concerned about excluding voices that contradict mine. We're an audio podcast. We do video most of our podcasts. The video is entirely, in its entirety, is not published. Video clips of the podcast will be made available on social media. Judy, what would you like to see out of the Tamale Club?
Well, I'd like to see, transparency is like what everybody wants to see, but I'd like to hear both sides of the aisle. I like to understand. I think there's a lot of misconceptions of people on our side and on the other side. There shouldn't be really sides, but there are. I understand how that happens too. But I'd like just to have some open dialogue with candidates and see where they stand.
And, you bring up a very important topic there is transparency and being able to understand the other side of any issue. And I've got a great example of that. In that the city of Santee is still going through it, but for the last 3 years they've been working on cannabis retailers,
Yeah.
and it became apparent several years ago that if Santee didn't come up with their own ordinance, then the state would be coming up with their own ordinance, and they'd be telling us what to do, and telling us how many pot shops we could have, and telling us, and without us being able to, us as the city of Santee, being able to gain any extra sales tax from the operation of these retail cannabis shops.
So you kind of had to participate or get left behind.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And, the state, so much looks out for us. No, they don't. But in any case, so it took a lot of education, because I was one of the first people, up at city council. I was one of the first people up to the podium saying, no pot shops.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
But education, and it helps you understand all the factions and all the different facets of an issue. And so through education, I finally understood that, we had to have pot shops. I mean, we had to have an ordinance anyway. We
Yes.
don't have to have pot shops, but we do have to have the ordinance so that we're not left behind in having to deal with that. If the state would have had its way 4 years ago, we would be required to have 6 pot shops in Santee alone, within the city of Santee. And so our ordinance says, well, we're going to have 4, and that's enough. And so that we're going through that process right now, and I think probably within the next 6 months or so, we should start having some of our applicants open their doors. So. So that's education and transparency.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to watch that happen.
Oh yeah, it's been interesting already. The retailer that I was lobbying for didn't get selected, but then again, there was only 4 and there was 16 applicants. So. Anything else? Is there any other anything else you'd like to see from the podcast or the Tamale Club as a whole?
Well, I'm really new at this, so I'm going to kind of just wing it with Dan.
Well,
Dan and Sam.
That's the blind leading the blind.
I think as we continue on, we're going to find more and more issues that we're going to want to talk about that always has controversy.
Always. And there's a lot of controversy.
And we don't always agree, but we can at least talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things that I'd like to see, because like I said, the Tamale Club is a multifaceted type of idea that we're pursuing here. And so in 2020, Engineer Sam and I went out and we interviewed every judicial candidate out there. Softball questions, who are you? What are you running for? And what's a judge do?
And nobody ever talks about the judges.
No, and nobody really understands. I shouldn't say nobody, because you and I know, but so many people don't understand how important our judges are.
They really are. Yep.
Because if you got a judge that's not following the Constitution, it's important.
Yep.
So you need to know where they stand before they get in. And those are nonpartisan positions, but there's partisanship in everything.
Correct.
So that's one of the things that Sam and I have wanted to go ahead and get started again is interviews. And just a teaser, we've got an interview coming up in 2 weeks. So stay tuned. Man on the street interviews. That was another thing we did a little bit with Stan Kaplan. Stan Kaplan
Oh, yeah.
was running for the 51st Congressional District a couple of years ago, or a couple of cycles ago. And so we were doing man on the street interviews, and those were fun. Those are just fun. And you know what? Coming soon, and I don't know how soon, but I'd like to get something started here. I know Sam's really interested in monthly meetings. And going out and meeting for tamales. And why tamales? Well, in a nutshell, a tamale is a mixture of different flavors and ingredients that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Sometimes on its own, it doesn't taste that good, but when you blend it all in there and steam it up, well, doggone it, you got a good little tamale there, and they're time consuming to make. To really make a good tamale takes a little time, takes a little effort.
Correct.
And so, if to eat a tamale, a lot of people like tamales.
Sure.
A lot of people eat tamales, but there's not a lot of people that cook tamales.
No.
Because of the time and effort. So, if we can go out and cook some tamales and have a little meet up there, talk politics, pretty much nonpartisan politics. Talk both sides of the street there. And share some tamales and some
So
family.
it's going to be kind of like we're going to be finding spicy tamales, maybe some that are not so spicy, bland tamales, chicken beef with no salsa, green sauce. It's going to be a lot of different tamales.
Leave the pineapple out of my tamales. I don't like pineapple in my tamales like I don't like pineapple on my
How
pizza.
about on top of your tamale?
No, not even there. Okay, that's where I draw the line. There's my partisanship right there.
Okay.
But I'll watch you eat pineapple on your tamales if that's what you want. I'm not a dictator. But the possibilities are endless. We're only bound by time, money, and creativity.
Sure.
So I'm very excited to be embarking on this adventure with you and Sam. Judy, where can people find us?
Well, let's see. We are going to be on, do have a website, tamaleclub.org. We also are going to be on facebook.com under Tamale Club. And you can find us on X and just Google or put in the word Tamale Club. We're also going to be on Instagram.com under Tamale Club. And we will have we do have an email address. It's sdctaleclub@gmail.com. Those are a lot of avenues. I think if you just type in the word Tamale Club, you're bound to find one of these places to find us.
And it was crazy interesting finding out just how no one's got that name.
Yeah. It is unique.
So
I don't think anybody in politics is going to think of tamales. So yes, but hopefully the listeners will remember, and that's what's most important here.
Hey Sam, I'm gonna needle Sam again. Okay.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah. What are you most excited about the Tamale Club about that, Sam? Any input?
Finding good places to eat tamales.
Finding good places to eat tamales. Yeah, well, that is an important part is finding the good tamales.
Probably heading south for that. Oh, actually, up in Escondido, there's probably some good tamale places too.
Yeah,
I'll ask around.
Yeah, because you can't find them just anywhere.
No.
A lot of places don't.
No.
Of course, Judy, what are you most excited about on Tamale Club?
I'm excited about meeting the different people, hearing the different stories, getting just a little bit better insight from our candidates, and all candidates actually, not just ours. It's all candidates. Maybe we're missing something.
Yeah, maybe. Well, before we close out the segment, let's just discuss the word of the day. What's our word of the day?
Okay, I had a new word of the day, and I looked up brouhaha because it means great excitement. And it's of great concern about something, and I think this is kind of great excitement that we're starting this together, and it should be fun and interesting.
Okay, so using the word of the day, I'm happy to close out this episode of the Brouhaha. We've come to the end of the program. I'd like to thank my co-host for her time and effort, and Engineer Sam for 7 words. Thank you for our listeners, because this podcast is for you. Please check our website on how you can become involved with the Tamale Club, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the show. Come back next time when we discuss the recall petitions being circulated in Poway, El Cajon, and a high school district near you. While you're waiting, navigate your browser to youtube.com/Tamale Club to check out, watch, listen, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll see you next week.